Is your website working for you to its full potential? That's what we'll be talking about today on today's episode of Steel Pushers. I'm Lyndon Smith, your Digital Performance Manager for Queensland, and welcome back, guys.
I'm Steve Krebs, the co-founder of Machines for You. And what a great topic. I reckon there's a few nervous people around the country about now. There's some very good websites out there for people selling machinery, but there is some absolutely shockers.
Yeah, you're not bad. We've been through a few to decide on the ones that we'll be going through later on today's episode, so stay tuned in for that. Guys, so really keen to get onto this topic. It's so important to make sure that the website you are using is doing the job it's supposed to be doing for you. So we'll go through a lot of great tips and tricks on how to help you do that. Remember, guys, to leave comments and questions. If we are able to read them live on air and get to them, the top 3 questions will actually get a Steel Pushers prize pack as well, guys. So make sure you do leave a comment when you can.
Yeah, so websites are such a big part of the core of selling machinery in this day and age. And, years ago we were told to go out and build them, and, we're a long way down the track now, but in this day and age, this is it's such an important part of the business process of selling machinery, Lyndon.
Yeah, that's right. You can't discount the power that your website holds for your business. Just like with the marketplace, this is another tool you have that's working for you when you're not there. It's there 24/7. It's running for you. It's another secret salesman you can have up your sleeve.
It's either working for you or it's not working for you.
That's right.
And quite often we just see, these amazing showrooms, these amazing brands, great machinery, but then the website doesn't reflect the business.
That's right. So to get cracking on, first thing we really want to focus on is making sure that you have a clear goal of what you want your website to achieve. It's really important.
This is really important, it's the old story. If you haven't got a plan, someone's going to have a plan for you. You're going to end up with a designer and a dancing tractor or a dancing truck across the front of your website.
Yeah, exactly right, guys. Make sure that real purpose that you give to your website's going to much better dictate the design of the website, the path that a potential user needs to take to find what they're looking for on the site, which is why it's so important to make sure that you are keeping it simple. It's why it's so important to make sure that you do provide your designers with the right direction.
Yeah, it's like, the easiest way in business is always to find someone doing something really well and copy them.
Yeah.
You go out, you're looking around the web, and it might be in another industry. Just go and find 5 decent examples before you even come in and pull in any of these web companies. Before you even talk to them about making a website, find some really good examples. And an example of a website that's actually converting well, you can ask some of those businesses, if they're in a different industry, nothing to do with machinery, you got a website that's working well, let's use those. Give those to the designers. Give those to the SEO companies and the website builders.
That's right. Guys, make sure as well, another thing to really pay attention to when you're setting those goals for your website is make sure it's mobile device friendly. There are so many websites still being used out there by guys like yourselves out there, all you steel pushers, that aren't mobile device friendly, and it's a massive killer. What's the stat currently, say 56%?
Well, we're up around 56% now, and some industries actually more, so we've got to really lead with mobile. And our programmers are busily in the back end just absolutely rebuilding some bits and pieces for us to make it even more user friendly. I mean, it's so obvious. We've all got these smartphones now. A lot of the people are accessing smart devices and iPads. We're tripping over each other in the streets because everyone's on their phones. It's in their pocket. It's beside their credit card.
That's right. Yeah, and that's a key point you make there. The fact that your phone is sitting right next to your wallet, for your users out there, especially if you have something that's e-commerce enabled and they can make a purchase on the spot, having that mobile device friendly site when their wallet's so close by is a real handy tool.
Yeah,
So
of course.
really important to make sure that you are making it mobile device friendly, and that real key thing as well, keeping it simple is really important. You don't want it over cluttered. You don't want it to go over the top. You don't want all this overwhelming amount of information bombarding the user. There's a reason they're coming to your website, and it's generally, especially in your world, guys out there, it's to buy machinery or to buy parts.
It's about the products.
That's
and
right.
It's about them being able to find the products on your site. Everything else is secondary. You know, once they find the products, we give them the good content, but we also give them the ability to get in touch with us.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be talking about in this show, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. So the big thing now, let's say you've done it. You've got that clear goal. You've got that website designer working hard and he's ready to go and getting it all live. You've followed all of those little guides that you wanted. You've ticked all the boxes to make sure you've got a good site ready to go. So what's the next step? We bang on about it constantly. Content is king.
100%. You know, it's like we are still going to people's website, all these steel pushers, and, you know, we're seeing white backgrounds, you know, in the photos. This was a very old technique. This was, you know, some of those magic marketing people that said, you know, it's got to look clean and don't put anything in the background. It's actually working against you. It doesn't feel like it's in stock. The other one is white backgrounds with sort of brochure photos. It's possibly one of the worst cardinal sins you could do in a website
definitely.
for machinery dealers.
Yeah.
You got to have the actual machine, actual photos, and show some of the the other machines in the showroom so that they see it's in stock. It's such an important point for these buyers to know that it's actually there.
Yeah, that's right. Honor the machinery.
Yeah.
Some of you guys are selling machinery worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're going to put one photo up or a brochure photo with a white background or no video. Honor the machine. If it's worth that kind of money, do it justice.
And in the real estate world, they actually do this very well. You think of going to, realestate.com and looking at a house. They've got amazing photos. You know, they got drone footage. And then when you go to the sites of the all the people selling houses around the country, they do it really nice in there too. The real estate guys have been doing this for years. They're so far ahead of the machinery world. So go and look at some of the things they're doing in their sites. You know, it's about good content for the good buyers.
And make sure the content is selling the product. It's not just about showcasing it, give it the opportunity to sell the product. And it's like Steve just said, the reason it's important to make sure that you are taking photos where it looks like the product is in stock is because it's very hard to sell something you don't have.
Can't sell a secret.
That's right. So if you're making sure that the photo of it is sitting in the showroom or sitting in the warehouse, or even for used machinery, sitting in the paddock, it's important to show that because it makes the customer feel like they can come and see it. Also, guys, answer your exemplars' top 5 common questions. Use the content to do it. It'll save you a lot of time in the buying cycle.
They will give you the questions they actually want. They're going
that's
to
right.
email you back and say, what's the price? Or, does it have blah, 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 blah. They are giving you all the clues to write the good ads, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's about who is buying that machine and what are the 5 top questions they ask your salespeople all the time.
Yeah, the next biggest thing is making sure that you keep all of that content that you've worked so hard on getting up to date.
Oh, broken links.
Broken links.
Google hates it. It's penalising you.
Exactly
it's
right.
It's hurting you. Forget about the users trying to find your content. Google absolutely will rip you to pieces with broken links and broken content, outdate stock,
Wrong
outdate
addresses,
information.
wrong phone numbers, all of that. It hurts you. Guys, as well, with your content, and think about talking to your marketplaces. We've got a system that works for a lot of our dealers as well. In site syncing marketplaces, it keeps your content up to date. So start those conversations with marketplaces that you're using, but high quality photos, good quality video content, downloadable PDFs, visible pricing. We mentioned this over and over and over again, guys, and testimonials. Testimonials are hugely valuable on the website.
And not just for your website, but for your YouTube, you know, it's all the videos you're creating, it's all that good content you're creating. It gives someone the feeling of like, oh, someone else is, you know, like them has bought machinery. They feel the trust. It's all about social proof, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So now the main thing is, so now look, we've got all the content up. It's up to date. You've built the website. It's designed well, but now you've got to get traffic to the site.
And don't have that conversation later on after you're actually making the site. You've got to have that at the same time you're having when you're talking about building a website. Yep. You talk about that one later on, like a lot of people did, you're going to absolutely come unstuck.
Well, you're sort of trying to run without feet. I mean, that's sort of a good way to put it.
It's like one of those bad dreams gone really bad when you can't run.
Suddenly your feet weigh 13 tonne and you can't move.
No.
It's the guys... Driving traffic to the site, it is a process, but there's a couple of key tips we can provide you that really do help them. The first one is assigning someone to the role of monitoring your website's traffic. If you can find someone who knows that information well and understands it and enjoys it, assign someone to monitor that traffic, because if they then know where it's coming from, you're working with Google, not against them.
Yeah, it's one thing to have someone assigned to the topic so they handle the SEO. There's two parts to it. There's the organic search, so you know, that type of person can be quite different from the paid way of bringing people to your website. So you've got to work out which one you are. Do you like renting and you're going to have to run your AdWords? You got to rent again, or do you go heavier on the organic? And I give it the analogy that, you know, you're sort of buying that. Once you actually get that space and you do some really good, strong things there, well then, you know, you don't have to keep renting each month, Lyndon.
Yeah, that's by buying. What I mean is you've invested in your business to build that strength to the point where you don't need to pay Google. You don't need
Which would
that
be very nice, and I'm not sure if it'll get there, but nice dream, Lyndon.
It is a nice dream, but we were all allowed to dream. Everyone out there does. Guys, and it's really key and crucial to know as well where your traffic's coming from.
Yeah, well, you know, there's 200 recipes that Google keeps changing on us all the time. But one thing they do very well is they give traffic to the people who, you know, need that content. If you're matching the content with the traffic and the bounce rates are down and the time on site's down, all that sort of thing, well then that's what you want to be aiming for.
Yeah, guys, knowing where your traffic is coming from and marketing accordingly is really powerful. So if you know for a fact that most of your traffic is coming from Google, boost your marketing there. If you know that your traffic is coming from social media, make sure your key marketing solutions are integrated with your social media. Know where the traffic's coming from, alter your marketing or cater your marketing accordingly so you can drive that traffic to your website. And also, where possible, dedicate a team of people to optimize your site's SEO strength. But remember, something like that takes time.
Yeah, and don't just keep that in-house. You know, you've got to go external with consultants, and you've really got to interview a lot of them. I mean, we get probably 4 or 5 calls a week where we're getting promised all the first page of Google for all the keywords. But there is some really good people out there. There's a lot that aren't. So do your homework, do your checks, make sure you're dealing with a really good company, because when you do, that can be the difference between beating your competition or not, you know.
Yeah, and social proof, guys. Ensure your social media account links are all up to date. Make sure that any news articles you've got on the site are up to date as well. Look, guys, we'll be back shortly after this break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So the Iframe Site Sync is a simple piece of code that takes 2 minutes to plug into your site and provides a searchable, categorized system where you get all your adverts from Machines for You listed on your own site with your own colors and your own branding, entirely like your website. It takes a few minutes to set up and then it just keeps operating. So all you need to do is post adverts in My Machines for You and they magically appear on your site. Any videos that you post will magically appear. Any PDFs that you upload to your adverts also appear. So it's a fantastic way of getting video and PDF downloads on your own website without having to do any work.
We understand that everyone is time poor in business, and you want to be able to use one site and put your content into there. We've created it so that it's really easy to put content on to machines for you. And we understand that a lot of other businesses, in their website, it's actually difficult to put their content on there. So we've built a system which syncs your content that you put on machines for you onto your own website.
So our Iframe Site Sync is a really powerful tool that makes it so much easier to keep your website up to date. If you're like a lot of companies, your website is continually out of date because you're great at selling machinery and getting stuff done, and websites always come off second best.
Your site sync complements your membership because you're putting so much work into your adverts and getting the quality of the adverts really good there. That's just going to relay that all onto your own website. So we've helped some businesses for the first time have videos in their websites. We've helped them put PDF brochures in their websites, and we're teaching them about the importance of having prices in their websites.
Welcome back to all you steel pushers out there, guys. So we've been talking now about how you've got to make sure that your content's solid. We've talked about how you've got to have a clear goal for your website, a clear purpose in line for your website, whether it's to boost sales, e-commerce, drive branding, whatever you need it to do, and also how to drive traffic to your site and some good tips there. Now what's really important is converting those website visits into sales.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about, what is the business outcomes here? And this is where it lies. It's in the leads, it's in the conversion, it's in the emails you're going to get, it's in the phone calls your sales team are going to get, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Guys, the first thing that you would have seen just pop up on screen before, lead capture and follow up is so important. If you're capturing those leads, but then you're not doing your follow-up in a timely manner, and we always say your 48-hour window is
Maximum.
Max.
Someone could have already beaten you to it.
Exactly. You've got a 48-hour window to get back to those leads, Steve.
100%. And then who's handling those leads? Remember, we have talked about this because it's so important. Don't get Dorothy, the receptionist, to answer them because
I talk to so many dealers who do
well.
Yeah.
Your best sales guy, get them answering the leads.
Yeah, that's right. And your pricing. We touched on it just before, why it's important in your content. Pricing is so crucial to converting a website visit to an actual legitimate lead and sale. Because as far as we're concerned, somebody asking you how much something costs is not a lead.
No. They're confused. They're like, is this for me? Is it not? Do I even have the money? Oh man, what sort of this brand? It's like, let's screen some of those time wasters out. If they ain't got the money, cut them out of the action. Put the price on it. Scare some people away.
Yeah.
And quite often you've got different brands that can handle the different price range. You can have a cheaper Chinese for one market and then the expensive European machines. That's all good. A lot of yous do that. So put your prices on your machines. We keep harping on about it, but we've got the experience, and we're just trying to work in with you guys.
That's right. And look, guys, we understand the reasoning behind some of you not showing prices and that you're afraid your competition might see it. I can tell you right now, if they don't already know your pricing, it'll take them 90 seconds to find out.
Yeah.
They can call one of the customers who've bought from you before. They can get at least within a 10 to 20% range of what the machine costs just by checking with the OEM. So guys, don't be afraid to put prices up. It's going to help you with your lead conversion for sure. The next big thing that really helps with converting a website visit into a sale, customer and peer reviews.
Yeah, this is, we're in the background, like duck on water, little legs going underneath it because, reviews, if you think, what Uber did to the taxi world and, this Airbnb, the buyer wants more information, and not just from you guys. They want reviews from happy buyers who have bought your machinery. They want some real reviews because they want to know if something goes wrong with the machine, are you guys going to bail them out and give them good service? Are you going to fix it? So if you're a company that's doing that, that's going to suit you in this day and age. You've got Google reviews now. Every now and then we get smashed by some angry people who have just got off the carbs, Lyndon.
Really?
No, but
Good stuff.
you know,
Thanks, yeah.
we get smashed by some of those guys. But in a whole, we've got so many good reviews of happy customers, and this is a really important thing to do for a business in this day and age.
Yeah, that's right. Guys, be aware of your bounce rates, be aware of your AdWords spend and your return on investment, be aware of any broken links, make sure they're fixed or removed.
And plug in Google Analytics.
That's right. Now,
How
guys,
many dealers have we talked to who do not have Google Analytics plugged in? And we ask them a few questions and there's just the blank looks on their face. Please, if you take one thing from this show, go and plug it in.
Right now, the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Here it is.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, guys. So we've done a bit of research, found a few websites. And look, guys, for anyone that does show up on this side, if you're in that bad and ugly category, we mean there's a couple of things.
We mean well.
Yeah, we do mean well. We're trying to help, but there's a couple of things that we can help. We've noticed on these sites that can really, really boost your performance or at least aid in lead conversion, as we've been talking about.
All right, get on with it, Lyndon.
Get
Let's
on with
start with the good. Let's go good, eh?
So this is Gregory Machinery. I've been working with these guys since the beginning of my time with Machines.
You picked one of your own customers.
Of course I did, mate.
Loyal, man.
These guys have come a really, really long way from when they first started.
I can actually talk about this company because, 9 years, 10 years ago when they got on, their website did not look like that.
No.
So they have, put in some really good effort over the years and it is looking very good now.
It's really clean, guys. A good thing to see that you can see is no more than 1 or 2 clicks before you're on all the information that you need, for the product. And bit of an error there, they're using white backgrounds as we've advised against, but all the product features are available. There's pricing on the site, there's videos available of the machinery.
Yes.
They've ticked every box and it's the way to go.
Not every box. I wouldn't give them a 10 out of 10 just because of the white background.
Maybe a 9.5.
They're up in the 9s,
9.5.
definitely. They've got a search bar up by their logo, which I like. Can we contact them really easily?
You certainly can. Look, guys, all the contact information is actually available on almost every single ad, but also if you're just going to the homepage straight away, getting in touch with them is easy. Again, you've got email options, you can submit inquiries, you can find out more. Everything's available to them. The next site we're going to go to...
And they've got a sale on there, they've got an offer.
And they've got e-commerce. And this is a good example for an e-commerce site. Now, for one that doesn't run e-commerce, because they're very different.
Of course.
So this is, again, yes, another one of my clients.
Oh, I'm seeing a pattern here. I really am.
So, Mark, Flamsteed Equipment, Mark's done really well. He's literally basically a one-man band. This guy knows his stuff. And he's dealing in really big and heavy machinery. So, what you can see here, guys, really straightforward, good, clean, high-quality photos. But more than anything else, this website is so easy to navigate. Just by asking what's for sale, bang, you get pricing. And this is gear worth $500,000. I mean, the
595,000 that little bulldozer there.
And he's still got the price
Still got the price, smart man. Smart man.
Guys,
spending money bringing people to it, you might as well give them the price.
Well, cater to your market. If the market you sell to is using machinery worth $500,000, they're not going to balk at a price. And then on top of that, let's say I'll just hit that dozer right there, right? We'll go in now. You can inquire today. Now, if I hit this is a really cool little feature that Mark actually has. Is it's got an automated response for you. I would like more information on the Caterpillar D6R3 STD tracker dozer. You can just hit the send button and you've sent an email inquiry straight away. Really clever.
Address, map,
phone number,
email, clear.
10 out of 10.
10. I don't give 10.
I'm giving him a 10.
9 3/4.
I'm giving him a 10.
9 3/4.
All right, now we're getting into the juicy.
All right.
Let's
go there. Let's go there. The bad.
Okay.
So it's got room for improvement.
Now, an avid viewer of Steel Pushers, Applied Machinery.
We're going here, Daniel. I apologise before we even go there, but just hear us out because there is an actual reason we've marked
That's right. It's
down, Daniel.
Look, the website's clean. It's easy to navigate. There's a fair bit of design choices I wouldn't personally make. Things are a bit here and there, but
lots of brands I like, and he's got
brands.
a nice little chat down here in the corner.
That's right. Latest news and updates.
Yeah.
Good up-to-date news articles. Really powerful for your SEO. Make sure you do update all of that content. But let's go into a product. Let's find something here. So we'll go into his CNC and press brakes. Now, already, still, one thing that I'm noticing already, photos are good.
Yep.
I'm not seeing prices.
And that's why you got marked out, Daniel. It really is. You know, you've got a lot of machines in there. You've got a lot of, you know, mid-range machines. You've got the really expensive ones. You've got some that...
You're even listing
we should have
related
the
machines.
prices in there.
Yeah.
But that's what took you from an amazing site to a site that... Is it converting amazingly?
Could
Or
it be
we
converting
convert
more?
better? Is a better quality question. So that was the reason, you know, putting prices in there, I reckon you'd take it to a 9 3/4, and that's just because I don't give tens. So put your prices in there, call us back, and we'll put you back in the other basket. It's as simple as that.
He's giving you an opening, Daniel. There you go. So, all right, our next one is
At
the same
least
sort of field.
try it on 20 of your best sellers.
So, Advanced Timber Systems. So, again, another Queensland, not one I manage though.
Okay.
So, guys, the main thing here that I want to draw attention to is this. Some things can be a little misleading on a website if they're not done right. So, for
Yep.
example, you can see here on the homepage, right at the top there. Now, me, as a user, if I saw new and used machinery, sales, service, tooling, and bullet pointed down there, I'd expect to be able to click on one of them, yes?
Of course, you can.
No, you can't.
Oh,
It's
God,
not a
what?
link, guys. It's just
an image.
an image.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that can affect your conversion. Little things like that. Don't get me wrong, this website looks lovely. It's clean. It's easy to navigate. There's a lot that you can do. It's easy to view products. He's got tooling and accessories, specials available. He's even got a complete dedicated contact us
Prices?
section as well. He's got pricing on his used, but not
Okay.
on his new.
Well, that's okay. He's
That's all right.
starting, he's learning,
He's
but
getting
let's get it
there.
on the new.
Get it on the new.
Let's go. We've got to go into
All
the
right.
last basket here because
Here we go. All right,
you nervous
so
people right now.
TMI recently come on board, Machines for You Use, and we're working really heavily with these guys to make sure that they do well. And
Can
they
you
are
pick someone who isn't advertising with us?
look, but we're here to help. That's what
We
we're
are.
all about,
We are.
guys. So
Yep.
what I want to show you here, so from the homepage, guys, you have the option to be able to go and visit the showroom. So I'm now visiting the showroom and I want to see what's available.
Yeah.
Now let's say I want to see all of his case gear that's in his showroom. I'll hit more information. Where did I go?
Well, where did you go? You've gone to the OEM site somewhere else.
Now
in the
this is
country.
providing really good information,
Amazing
but it's really making your OEM happy, but it won't exactly be converting leads for yourself. And that's why you guys have ended up in this pile. There's a lot of improvement that can be made there with the links that you're using.
Especially for the tractor people who are local and they want to deal with you and get your information from your site, and then you've sent them somewhere else.
Last but not least,
What a ripper.
CNC automation. Look, Burley's a great guy. And the business is wonderful, and they're incredible at what they do. But this website looks like it's straight out of the 90s.
It is, isn't it?
It just needs to be brought up to date. Okay, look, guys. So that's it for what we're doing now with the websites. That's all we've got for you in relation to good, bad, and the ugly. So I hope we've provided some really good insight for you and how you can improve. You know how you can use our tips to actually improve your sites. And again, we're coming from a place of wanting to help you guys. Remember as well.
And if you're wondering about your own website, just call one of our account managers. We see, hundreds, if not thousands of websites a year. And, we get a neutral point of view because we're looking at so many different ones. There is another 10 really good ones that, we could show you and we know they're converting.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a bit of feedback on your own website, sometimes you're too close to it and you can't see it. So you just need a third person to be able to look at it.
You need that bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view.
Yeah. Guys, remember, set clear goals for your site. Keep your content up to date. Fix those links. Consider site syncing. Really powerful. Makes content management way easier. Come talk to our Machines for You account managers, myself if you're in Queensland, if you want to look at syncing everything up. We've got a system in place, but talk to any marketplace that you use. Know where your traffic's coming from, market accordingly, and develop and maintain that social proof. It's really important with your brand awareness and your brand consistency as well. And that 48-hour lead follow-up time, I can't stress that enough. That's your window at max. Visible pricing. So important. And
What have we got on next week, Lyndon?
next week, guys, we're talking about the perfect listing. Well, pricing.
in
funny,
2 weeks'
man.
time. Yeah, perfect listing.
2 weeks' time, sorry.
There you go. You'll be able to take some of that learning and plug it back into these websites
Exactly
and into
right.
our marketplace.
So make sure you like the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next episode is coming. Remember, we're here to help you buy better.
Sell faster.
And we'll see you next time on Steel Pushers, guys. Catch up.
See you, team.